It's Cash Color Campus, a high level of conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv. And this episode is sponsored by Atlantis Clothing. Everything from Atlantis to Drug Lord to Return to Vipers collections, all available for purchase right now on atlantisclothing.com. So head to the website and shop today. All right, so I got a late guest coming through tonight, man. Shout out to my boy Q. I got my man Bleu in the building,
My
man.
guy, thank you so much for having me.
No
man.
doubt, no doubt, man. Blue, I got a chance to listen to some of your music earlier, and for one, I didn't know. I knew you was from Houston, but I wasn't getting the Houston vibe when I first started hearing everything.
Crazy.
And that's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I like this. I think that's because we kind of a little stuck as a culture. Like, there's so much talent in Houston, but we haven't really figured out a system as to what's our sound right now. You know, you still think of Houston, you still think swinging and banging and Houston stuff. So I think that's why it's so hard to hear something that sound fresh and be like, oh, I could get that he's from Houston. If I'm not doing some chopped and screw stuff, if I'm not talking about sipping this or double cup that, it's just not really Houston. So
You know, it's crazy. I used to go down to Texas a lot. So I know what you're talking about with the swinging and banging. I like seeing Dice Soho and them come through though.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Dice Soho and Trill Sammy and them came through, it wasn't like they was veering that far away from what was already happening. It was just
100%.
a younger energy to it.
yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of guys in the city going crazy, man. But you got like Sosa Man and them that out with Wiz, and you got I think Young Deji that's also doing something similar. So a lot of people this got kind of newer sounds they find in their circle that they feel they fit in with elsewhere. You know, we need to bring something like that to Houston, I think. Talent wise, is nothing short.
Word, man. All right, so talk to us about how you got into music. Like, what was the first time you said, "All right, I'm gonna pick up a mic and this is what it's gonna be"?
I have like the stereotypical videos of me at 3 banging drums and dancing. My uncle made me like a drum set out of empty butter cans and sticks. And I used to hit it with chopsticks. So like I knew I liked music my whole life, but I think it was I always like to say, and it's like a weird analogy, but I do like a lot of my thinking in the shower. And I feel like when I'm in the shower, I close my eyes, I get to be who I want to be for 10 minutes or whatever. So growing up, I feel like when I did that, I saw the bigger picture to this. And I saw like I saw hundreds of people performing. I just didn't know how to do it. I knew I loved music. I didn't think I could make it. So I started just kind of remaking my favorite songs. Like I would take a song that I like and I damn near remake it with my own words, switch a little bit of this, keep saying flow. Somebody be like, oh, you sound like Wiz on this. Oh, you sound like J. Cole on that. You sound like, and eventually I just took a little bit of everything and made it my own. And I think just the process of music alone, I fell in love with. Just feeling like I was getting better every single time I cut something, every time I wrote. It was just like this friendly competition I had going on with myself. So I think that's what really made me fall in love with music.
Word. I know early in life though, you had a chance to you had to duo with Kevin Abstract.
100%.
This is way before Brockhampton.
Yeah. That's crazy.
How did you and Kevin link up?
So I was starting to make music at the time. Somebody had put me onto the whole built-in mic on the Mac thing, and I feel like it was the most insane level of technology ever. So I was making mixtapes, and I thought that I was just supposed to be that guy in my middle school. And some dude was moving in from Corpus that had a song dropping on iTunes that Friday. And at this time, iTunes was it wasn't like now where everybody knows you could get a song on iTunes. Like back then, you had a song on iTunes, you were doing something.
Some shit.
So he was taking on my hype, man, taking on my buzz. So I just was trying to figure out what my 100 plays on SoundCloud. So I was trying to figure out who it was. I ended up having a class with him. Just a super quiet dude, man, didn't really talk to anybody. So I was like the only person that he vibed with out of that. One day his mom was late to pick him up. I was like, man, come to the house. I got this crazy setup with the built-in mic. We're going to be good. And we made our first song. And from there, it's history. We ended up living together for a few years. We went on to make a lot of music together. We started a group that went on to be what it is today. So
Why was you never? So did you last long enough for the Brockhampton experience? Like, why was you never part of that? Because that's a massive collective.
100%. So, like, it's weird. It's the same people. We changed names at a certain point. They changed name at a certain point. Yeah. But it was more so like the original group was people making a lot of the same guys besides like 2 or 3 changes, just making music individually. And we would push it as a collective. And when we did that collective project, at a certain point, they hit a point where it's like, yo, we're just going to be doing this. We're going to be coming together and just riding it out as one. And, at the young stage that I was in, I felt like I had so many ideas I wouldn't be able to get around to in 20, 30 seconds. And it was just like some differences within certain people. Like I felt like I wanted to be able to take my sound all the way where I wanted it to be, not have to limit myself to the the beats that 10 other people were choosing.
I was gonna say that has to be a issue too. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure that your solo voice stands out amongst 10 other people.
But it's also like this, the friendly competition level of it is incredible, man. I think that's my favorite part of it, what I miss the most. And I spent some time with them on the making of this album. I went to just spend some days with them where they were staying, and just watching the system they have going now. It's like I low key envy it. It's to have somebody come with a crazy idea, play it for 6, 7 people, and you have everybody wanting to get on the record. So you have you coming with the hardest shit you got, and then somebody else coming with the hardest that they got, and it's just like a friendly competition. Is to see who at the end of the day gonna have the 1 or 2, 3 verses that end up making a record. I love that. I think that keeps you on your toes the entire time. So, that's my favorite part. That's what I miss the most.
Word. Describe your style for those who haven't heard you, because I know you do kind of merge a little bit of R&B, a little bit of hip hop. Like,
sure.
do you put yourself even in a category?
No, I like to say it's just kind of vibe. I don't write. I don't like. I just kind of go in the studio. I'll lay melody takes down, go back, do it line by line. So I don't go in. I don't ever look at a record like I'm gonna do a hip hop record or I'm gonna do an R&B record. I think I just kind of vibe and see where it goes. And a lot of records, it'll be a mix of both. The verse will be more hip hop influenced. The hook will have a lot of R&B or the breakdown. So it's just like I think it's like it's a vibe. That's what I just like to call it. It's a little fusion of a little bit of pop elements with some R&B stuff with some hip hop stuff. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's something that I've been working on for a long time and trying to find the sound that I wanted to go with. I feel like the first records that I was doing were very close, but more of like a mainstream approach to it, very structured, like verse, hook. Now I'm just trying to vibe. Like 3 a.m., it's not even a structured record. If you heard that, it's just kind of like a hook that it's almost me starting to just rap, and then I just end up bringing it back. Kind of reminds me of Jack Harlow, what he's doing, in the sense of where a lot of his records don't sound like hooks. It just sounds like he's rapping and he just loops it, you know?
Solid, man. So what are you working on right now aside from 3 a.m.? Like, is there an EP in the works or?
Yes. Yeah. So 3 a.m. started as the first song I was making in a while. I took a little break. I was waiting on some things in my situation to line up. So I stopped making music completely. And when I got the green light and everything was back pushing, I made 3 a.m. I sent it off. And I was going through this chapter that I'm still kind of halfway in where I'm just like a night guy. And I'll stay up all night and end up falling in like the same cycle a lot of the time. So 3 a.m. was just one night just getting home from the club at 3:30 in the morning, getting down and just kind of rapping that experience. And I turned it into a project that's a 5-record project, 1 through 5. So my concept is like not a direct story, but every song kind of represents the vibe that hour gives me. So 1 a.m. is like the highest energy record. It's power hour at the club. You got homeboy hitting you. You got a section here, whatever. Dope. 2 a.m. is, and all the way down to 5. So yeah, definitely got a project. In the next month or 2, I'll be dropping more music than I have my whole career as a solo artist. So I'm excited for that for sure. I think videos to everything too. We're dropping a lot of videos. I got the 3 a.m. video just came out. Got another video dropping about a week and a half, and we're gonna keep them coming like after that.
Word, man. Word, so who are you? Do you have are all the records solo records? Do you have the chance? Are there any collabs on there?
Man, so I got one feature on the whole project. I did Me Time with the Eric Bellinger in 24 Hours remix. I just did a record with Cap G not long ago. So
shout out to Cap G, man.
Yeah, man, my guy. Showed me hella love. Came down to Houston to do the video. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that people also understood that I could do my own stuff and I could hold my own weight. So I got 5 records. One of them has a feature. And yeah, we're in the middle of wrapping that up as we speak. When I leave here, I'm going to go do some things and put some pieces together and hope it work out.
Word, we can't get no exclusives? What's some of the new pieces? What's these pieces about to come together?
Bro, my big bro, I'm trying to get my bro Derez Deshaun to get on it, to be honest, but we're going to see. You can't force it. You got to just play it, see what happens. So we going to.
He said I'm going to put that pressure on him since he's here.
I'm not even going to lie. I pushed the album back. I did a bunch of things. I'm trying to make this man get on it. So we gonna try it, see what happens, man. He's shown me hella love since I got in here, and it's just the one person that I saw that I wanted on it from the moment I started making it.
Hey, so if that record happened, you heard it here first on Cash Color Cannabis, a high level conversation, live hiphopdaily.tv.
Man.
I see you got a joint rolled up over there. You know, Cash Color Cannabis, our vibe is, you know, definitely the cannabis.
Are we weed friendly in here though?
Oh yeah, bro, we 420.
Okay.
420 friendly all day.
I didn't know if it was in between the scenes or what.
No, definitely not. My question was, man, so when was the first time that you discovered bud?
Bro, I used to have friends that started smoking weed when I was like in 7th grade, and for whatever reason I didn't want to just tell them at the time that I didn't smoke, so I would just be like, nah, I'm not gonna smoke with you. I'm about to go home and smoke myself, and I would kind of get away from smoking for the longest time. I would just do them like that. And one time I was staying over at one of my boys' house, and they were all just smoking, They were like loading bowls in a door stopper through a Sprite can, through some like a crazy
Doing YouTube shit.
7th grade kids, man. I couldn't keep my life going anymore, man. If I was gonna be cool, I was gonna have to smoke weed. So I smoked weed for the first time, and honestly, I didn't grasp it at first. Like, I didn't really know what I was supposed to feel. It just kind of was like this weird space, and then it took me a while to smoke again. And I would just smoke once every couple months for a while, and then I think around 10th grade, I just picked it up to where it was like an everyday thing.
So you wasn't smoking in your purpose at first. That's why you gave it up. You know what I'm saying? Now you smoking in your purpose.
Oh, bro, now I'm weird if I don't smoke. Like, you'll notice it more if I haven't smoked in a while than if I have. It's just I don't do drugs. I don't really drink too much, but I smoke the fuck out of weed all day.
Now, by the fact that the EP is called 3 a.m., are you an indica person? Like, sativa it can't be sativa at 3 a.m.
Indica only.
Okay.
I can't do sativas. I'm big on glues, like Gorilla Glue out, like number 4, I'll take that all day. I'll do like a wedding cake or something sometimes. OGs.
Shout to wedding cake. Last week, matter of fact, wedding cake.
Man, the glues, the wedding cake, the OGs. I'm OG and glue type of guy. All them, the Purple Punch I was with for a little while, but
Can't do Purple Punch.
yeah, I can't do that either. No
Yeah,
more.
bad story with that one time, man. Do you have a favorite strain? I know you ran off a couple. Do you have one that's your go-to?
My go-to strain right now. So it's weird. If I'm in LA, I think Gorilla Glue number 4, just because it's the most consistent. It's like that's the one that it's kind of like the chicken tenders at a restaurant. If your Gorilla Glue's not hitting, if it's not that certain smell, I already know it should be. I know you don't got nothing going on.
So that's some new shit. That's some new shit right there, man. So would you ever think there's a chance that you'd ever get yourself involved in the industry, being that we are seeing more artists pair themselves with cannabis brands right now?
What would I do? Excuse me?
Would you ever see yourself getting involved in the industry, like as far as the cannabis industry?
100%. That's a goal of mine. I know it's not as easy as it seems. Everybody want to grow up and do something that has to do with weed. At the right time, when I feel like I have the time to really go all the way in on it, for sure. But right now, I'm already working on trying to get my own strain and starting just like that, just on some more simple stuff. As far as getting into dispensaries and this and that, I'm gonna wait.
He's like, right now I'm just smoking for me.
Just distribution. No, I'm working on trying to get my strain right first, and then I'll see how I could do some business to distribute it. But as far as looking for a dispensary or trying to open a whole joint, I know I need a lot more time in my hands to do it. It's not something that I would play around with. I want to be able to take it all the way serious when I do it.
Word. All right, bro. Before we get out of here, let people know how they can find you, how they can stream the music, where they can find the music at, all that.
Yeah, so I go by Bleu, so E_BLEU on YouTube, and on all the other platforms that don't have an ad on it, but I'm getting high already, goddamn. But the on Twitter, Instagram is I'm Bleu, so IMEBLEU. That's on all platforms. Is the same. Like I said, on YouTube, we got videos coming every week, damn near, whether it's a vlog or something from the project. So definitely subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. We're gonna keep this rocking.
Blue, appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping through while you was in Atlanta.
Man, thank you for having me. I really do.
No doubt. And that's Cash Color Campus, a high level conversation sponsored by Atlantis Clothing.
Sheesh.